The year is 22 BBY, and the Republic's clone army is on the back foot. Only 7 weeks have passed since their crushing victory over the CIS's droid armies at the first battle of Geonosis. But since then, Republic High Command has floundered with an overly cautious and reactionary strategy. The Separatists, on the other hand, were on the offensive, looking for an opportunity to strike at the Corellian Run, one of the Republic's most vital hyperspace lanes, connecting Coruscant to the Outer Rim and allowing transportation between key worlds such as Camino and Rafana. And so, when a gap opened up near the Christoph system, Separatist Admiral Trench pounced, blockading the heavily populated planet of Christophsis. He then ordered General Worn Vlosum and his droid army, mainly consisting of battle droids from the Retail Caucus, one of many military factions that made up the CIS, to commence a full planetary invasion. The only resistance Loathsome met was a small band of local guerrilla fighters, and a small detachment of Republic clones, most likely from the Coruscant Guard's diplomatic escort service, who were assisting Senator Bail Organa on a humanitarian relief mission to the planet. But a droid army consisting of a wide array of mixed separatist coalition forces made quick work of the token Christophsian defences, and then besieged Bail Organa's troops in the capital city, Chaladonia. It seemed to many that Cristophsis would soon fly the separatist colours by force, but Republic reinforcements were on the way. Once the Jedi Council received a distress signal from Christophsis, they ordered High Jedi General Obi-Wan Kenobi and Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker to depart for the Christoph system. As Christophsis was located in the southeasterly Outer Rim territories, it would come into the jurisdiction of the 13th Sector Army, also known as Iron Lance Command. The galactic sectors located outside of the core worlds would be constantly garrisoned, each by a sector army. The 20 sector armies were split into garrison and rapid reaction forces. These could also be grouped into systems armies. For the assault on Christophsis, the Republic would have local elements of the 13th Sector Army, as well as units from Obi-Wan's 3rd Systems Army. This was a rapid reaction force located near the core worlds. As a systems army, it contained 2 sector armies, totaling 295,000 clones. Kenobi would lead the systems army with his second in command, Marshal Commander Cody. Each sector army contained 4 cores. The only known core was the 7th Sky Corps. The 3rd Systems Army also contained the 501st Legion. The assault on Christophsis would therefore have a ragtag coalition of Republic forces, drawn from the 7th Sky Corps, 501st Legion, and local garrisons of the 13th Sector Army. Assuming that the Republic's initial assaulting Venators were fully laden with their clone trooper complement, the invasion force would have a maximum of around 18,000 clones, or about 2 legions. Following the arrival of the 3 Venators under the command of Skywalker and Admiral Yularen in their flagship the Resolute, they would soon be joined by Obi-Wan and Cody's flagship, the Negotiator. We can probably guess that the Negotiator carried a detachment of the 7th Sky Corps, almost certainly containing the 212th Attack Battalion, and the other troops of the 13th Sector Army and 501st Legion will be scattered amongst Skywalker's initial force. We will gloss over the space battle that occurs before the planetary assault. People have done that before and there's not much I really have to say about it. Anyways, once Republic forces break the blockade, they land troops, as well as multiple specialised and armoured units. This assortment of troops would land in the capital city's plaza to regroup. Then the decision was made that they had to go on the offensive. So within the hour of landing, they would attack. The initial Republic plan is to ambush a separatist column as it advances along the long, straight road heading through the capital city to the city's central plaza. Kenobi and Cody took units of the 212th Attack Battalion to the South Tower, overlooking the main road, while Skywalker and Rex took the North Tower. They both had their respective clone units, with troops left to guard the artillery and landing site at the plaza. The 2 groups would occupy the higher levels of the buildings to get a better view of the oncoming droid column. In the South Tower, Kenobi and Cody would position the 212th with E-Web heavy repeater blaster cannons to rain fire down on the droids once they came into range, while Skywalker and Rex followed suit in the North Tower. But before the enemy column was in range, disaster struck. Because Kenobi's forces were stationed in the highest levels, they had no warning of the droid's surprise attack from the bottom of the building. With access to the turbo lifts denied, due to the overwhelming droid advance, the 212th had to retreat through the building, but help was on the way. Seeing the carnage from the North Tower, Skywalker ordered clone pilot Hawk to prepare for an evacuation from the top of the South Tower, before ordering Captain Rex to use the clones as grappling hooks as zip lines to quickly race to Kenobi's aid. They reached Kenobi's position and managed to evacuate from the roof of the building. The small team of remaining clones then headed back to the newly established Republic base camp near the Central Plaza. Following their return to base, the clones found out that Sergeant Slick, one of Cody's squad leaders, was a traitor and was feeding intel to the Separatists. During his attempted escape, Slick managed to destroy much of the clones' heavy armor and artillery, but the clones managed to salvage the AV-7 anti-vehicle artillery cannons, positioning them strategically to counter an impending Separatist assault. General Loathsome led a formidable droid army, including B-1 and B-2 battle droids, Octupa tri-droids, and AATs, in a full frontal assault. Kenobi and Cody prepared for a direct charge against the advancing droids, while Skywalker and Rex utilized jetpacks to swiftly eliminate the towering Octupa droids. Thankfully, the AV-7 cannons were spared earlier, and so they were able to be used on the tightly ranked droid column. This forced General Worf Loathsome to regroup and pull back. Amidst the chaos, Admiral Yularen dispatched Padawan Ahsoka Tano to the planet's surface with crucial orders from the Jedi High Council, as a communications blackout had severed contact with the Jedi Temple. Tano's arrival brought unexpected news to Skywalker that she had been assigned as his Padawan, a revelation that left him both surprised and apprehensive. The Jedi managed to establish a brief communication with Yoda, requesting urgent reinforcements. However, the Irresolute, under heavy fire from Separatist forces, was forced to withdraw, stranding the Jedi on Cristophsis with limited resources and a strengthened Separatist army. As the Separatists advanced under the protection of their deflector shield, Skywalker, Tano, Kenobi, and Rex formulated a daring plan to infiltrate and dismantle the shield generator. Skywalker and Tano stealthily navigated through enemy lines, planting explosives on the generator, while Kenobi and Rex defended their position against overwhelming odds. They were slowly pushed back through the buildings until Kenobi ordered Rex to go back and make a last stand at the artillery cannons, while he offered himself up for surrender. Kenobi's capture by the Separatists added a layer of tension, but his tactical stalling brought crucial time for Skywalker and Tano to complete their mission. The successful destruction of the shield generator turned the tide of the battle, exposing the droid forces to the full might of the Republic's artillery. Reinforcements arrived in the nick of time, led by Admiral Yularen and Master Yoda, who brought a revitalized fleet of Venator-class Star Destroyers and Acclamator-class assault ships. The Republic forces, now bolstered by fresh troops and firepower, launched a decisive counterattack, forcing the Separatist armada to retreat. The combined efforts of the Jedi, clone troopers, and the newly arrived reinforcements secured a hard-fought victory on Christophsis, even if Kenobi's fake surrender was morally dubious. It would prove a vital morale boost for the many Republic offensives that would soon begin along the Mid-Rim, and would help to cement the 7th Sky Corps' formidable reputation throughout the Clone Wars. Thank you so much for watching, and just quickly, if you play Star Wars Battlefront 2 and want to play with other like-minded and friendly people, then I would strongly recommend you check out the 104th Battalion Milsim. We're not super strict at all, it's just chill when we play Battlefront, and of course we always win. Once again, thank you, I've been Rhino, and I'll see you around.